Hi there, Vinny. So we're using some photos that we have from another build to be able to get this going. As soon as you've got your rack installed, it should look more or less like this, and then you'll be able to provide these measurements. So let me walk you through this real straightforward. First thing, how are we going to mount it? So these bolts right here are bolts. They're removable, so pull them, and this is where we're going to mount. You may be able to use these exact same bolts if the heads are not shaped right or whatever. Just replace them with something that's going to bite deep enough into the rack. Okay, that's the key. We will provide you the bolts you need to kind of secure brackets to the cockpit and so forth, but the bolts that go actually into the motorcycle, that are original from the manufacturer, you'll want to replace those with their correct threading and everything. So you got these 4 bolts right here. Great setup. This rack is reinforced and everything. Then what we do is we make these L brackets that go under the seat. It'll come out and then shoot straight up to the front of the cockpit. And they basically just act like a human passenger that would be reaching down and holding on to the handrails, right? So it's not weight bearing. It's not intended to hold it up because all of the dog's weight is going to sit here, directly on the passenger seat. And so this is really just adding some stability up front. Okay, so that's the plan. Now let me talk you through the ground rules of how to do this. First thing, you got a really nice top view photo here. Basically, let me go here. So this level here, there's the rider getting in there a little bit. This level right here is the level of the cockpit, right? So it is resting directly on this luggage rack. It's as if you take a window and you rest it on the luggage rack, and then you're going to do all your measurements on top of that window. So some things are going to be lower, like the stuff down here, but it doesn't matter. For what you're seeing up here, it's got to be on top of that window. You can't go up or down with the measuring tape. You got to be doing everything on top of that window, okay? You saw that we'll have a vertical measurement there at the end. Next, you're going to take a piece of string and you're going to create your center line, okay? Let me give you an example. Got a good one here, very different bike, very same idea. Run that string along the center, tape it at both ends, and there's your center line. You're going to also use that string to line up your measurements, okay? So when I say measurement string number 2, measurement string number 3, I actually do mean the string. This really is the best practice for how to do this. Last but not least, we have several front-back measurements here that all start at the same point, the front edge of the luggage rack, okay? They go forward, they go backward, always along the center line, and they all start from the same point here, okay? Okay, very good. So let's get started. First measurement, we have our starting point. You're going to be seated up on the bike there, normal riding position. Your helper starts right here, runs the measuring tape forward along the center line string until they reach your back. That's number 1. Now, number 2, we're going to go center to center on these bolt holes. Center to center, okay? Straight across, just like that. Now, measurement string number 2 comes right here. So we're going to go back to our starting place. And for number 3, we're going to measure straight back along the center line until we reach measurement string number 2. There we go. And then same with 4 and 5. Center to center, just like that. And then measurement number 5 starts back here, right? Starts at our starting point. Measure straight back along the center line string until you reach measurement string number 4. There you go. Okay, exact same thing with 6 and 7. Center to center, just like that, center to center. And then number 7 starts at our starting point. Remember, we're on top of the glass here, on top of the window. We're going to measure straight forward along the center line string until we reach measurement string number 6. There we go. Now, one more here, and that's number 8. So clearly the passenger seat is going to be over all of this. So number 8 starts us at the center of this bolt hole. And you're going to measure out to the exterior, out, until you get to the very edge of the passenger seat, okay? That way we come out far enough with that bracket. So center of the bolt, straight out to the outer edge of the passenger seat. That's number 8. Okay, so it's just going to be a small measurement. Excellent. One more measurement here. Number 9 brings us from the base of that bolt hole underneath the seat. You're going to measure straight up vertically now to the level of our window, right? This window that we've been talking about, you're measuring straight up to the window. And I want to just point out, remember I said it's balancing on top of the luggage rack. And the way a lot of adventure bikes are, right, there's going to be an angle to it. When the shock is unloaded, they have this natural downward angle. That is totally fine, okay? It doesn't have to be parallel to the ground. It'll sort out when the shock is under compression. So you're measuring straight up to the plywood board that is resting on top of the luggage rack. And those are our 9 measurements. So if any questions, anything unclear, don't hesitate to reach out. Otherwise, your next step here is to upload these measurements to the form there on your project page.